Good morning. I'm here at the Brussels Orbit Summit with Corinna Hawkes, the Director in the Division of Food Systems and Food Safety at FAO. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
Nice. Corinna Hawkes, you have an impressive and extensive experience, international experience actually, in food-related issues. And you're about to share your knowledge with our members on the session on urban food policies for sustainable and just future. Do you believe cities play a crucial role in transforming food systems?
I have to say that's a very easy question to answer. Yes, absolutely. And there's lots of really important reasons for that. One of which is simply that a lot of the food system challenges that really need to be addressed can be addressed at this city, municipal, urban level. For example, issues around food access, food insecurity, healthy diets, and issues around food loss and waste, issues around climate change. Cities have it within their grasp to do something about these issues. And because they're closer to their citizens, they're more able to develop policies and practices which are going to integrate and meet their citizens where they are, so that we can take a more participatory approach to addressing these major challenges. Not only that, but that's in cities. But we're seeing growing urbanisation, and that affects the areas around cities. And the areas around cities also feed cities. So cities also have a role to play, not just in the cities themselves, but in the areas around cities. That even gives them more power and more reason to be involved in this transformative process.
So power to cities, but obviously cities can't do it alone. Mm-hmm. So if you were a national government, what would you do to empower cities to improve food systems?
I think the first way to empower is actually to recognise the power of cities. It varies a lot between countries, but in many countries the national government doesn't really think about cities when it comes to this agri-food systems agenda. And they don't really understand what they can do and what they can contribute. So I think first of all it's the recognition of the contribution. Second, that cities need to have the power to make change. So that means that sometimes there needs to be some changes or some evolution of the power, legislative power for example, and clarification about what levers of power cities actually have to make these changes. And thirdly, cities need some funding. We know from the evidence that cities can do a lot, but they just need a little bit of catalytic funding, and that catalytic funding from the national level really can make a big difference.
Lovely, some clear points there. And you write a blog, The Better Food Journey, and in one of your latest articles on the blog you shared a speech actually titled The Day the Food System Went to the Doctor. Could you mention some of the arguments, particularly relevant for cities, on how to make food system healthy again?
Yeah, so the day the food system went to the doctor, the doctor told the food system that the food system needs to think about the whole body and all of the different elements to it and all of the different parts of it, and that's what cities can do. They can recognise that food is part of a system. So that means that if they're thinking about nutrition, they also need to think about environment, they need to think about economy, they need to think about resilience, inclusiveness, sustainability, all of these different elements. So cities need to think about the food system as a whole body. Secondly then, they need to bring together all of those different elements, and that means bringing all of the people together. And so that's an important thing that cities can do, is to bring all of those stakeholders and all of those people together. And then they also need to involve the people who are affected by systems problems, the people who eat, the people who produce. And they really need to listen to the lived experience of those people to be able to design effective solutions. So there are three things that cities can do, and they can do that, and then they can share with the rest of the world and other cities, and indeed national governments, how those processes then have helped transform systems. Transforming agri-food systems isn't just a technical thing to do. There's a lot of technical changes that need to be made. It's also how you do it. And it's that recognition of the whole system. It's bringing the people who work in the system together, and it's engaging with the people affected by problems. That's really crucial in making sure that the solutions we need are actually implemented on the ground, and that's what cities can really do.
Amazing. Well, Corinna Hawkes, thank you again for taking time to speak to me, and enjoy the session and the rest of the summit.
Thank you very much. Thank you.